friends, welcome back. It's Wednesday. It's Crazy Hat, Crazy Hair Day. I've got a couple of farm hats to share with you. The first hat is called a seed corn cap. At least that's what we call it here in the Midwest. And farmers wear this when it gets so hot they want to shield their faces from the sun. It's called a seed corn cap because the emblem on the front of the cap is an emblem from a seed company, and they give the hats away free to the farmers to advertise their seed. There's another kind of hat that farmers wear, not so much here, except for Mr. O'Connell, and that is more of a cowboy hat. And this hat also keeps not just the front of your face from being sunburned, but the back of your neck too. So hats are very important on the farm. I bet you didn't even think about that. So we are on another fruit today, but before we get to our third fruit, I want to take this hat off and I want to remind you what our first two fruits were. Remember, we had grapes the first day. That was Grow Love. The second day, and of course, they grow on a vine, right? The second day was the strawberry, which was Sprout Joy. And strawberries grow on the ground. Well, our third fruit today is a peach, and it grows on a tree, and our fruit of the Spirit, which is what we're talking about, is plant peace. How many of you have ever been afraid? I know I have been. And the Bible says that God is with us all the time and that He will take care of us. Our Bible verse for today is, "My peace I give you, do not be afraid." Do not be afraid. And our Bible stories will be talking about some of the things that people may worry about. Maybe they're not afraid, but maybe they're worried about some things. So our Bible stories today will be talking about when we're worried. So today we've got a special adventure at the Fennels. I believe we are making jam today, and we are going to go to another farm visit. Actually, we're going to two different farms today, or at least visiting animals in two different locations. I think if you look hard, you'll be able to find the clue that will tell you where we're going today. Right next to me, we're going to go visit some horses. Horses of all different types. Some of them aren't even horses, and some of them are big, and some of them are small. So we'll have fun today when we visit the horses. All right, it's time to head out to music, so we will see you tomorrow. Have fun. Bye-bye.
Good morning, kids. It's day 3. So whatever time of the day it is that you're with me in music, I hope you're enjoying your experiences at the Sun Harvest Fair. So today we're going to sing I've Got Peace. You can just watch me. There's really not any sign language involved. We're just kind of dancing and freestyling in this one a little bit. Remember, each day or at night after you're winding down, if you want to listen to your Vacation Bible School music again, you can always rewind the video or go back on the video and listen to different sections that you missed, or maybe you want to hear the story again, or maybe you want to do something like that, or a friend comes over and you want to share it with them. So remember, with it on video, you can always go back and share. So now we're going to sing I've Got Peace.
I've got peace deep down inside of me. God's peace and love have set me free. Jesus says, don't worry, that's good enough for me. I've got peace deep down inside of me. The flowers in the fields and the birds up above don't worry about a thing, 'cause they know Jesus God's peace and love have set me free. Jesus said, don't worry, that's good enough for me. I've got peace, peace down inside of me. God's peace, peace down inside of me. God's peace, peace down inside of me.
Peace out.
Welcome back for another story. Today, we're going to learn about the peace that we can find when we believe in God. So, a long time ago, back when Jesus was around, did we have telephones? No. Did we have email? No. Well, if we couldn't call people, if we couldn't send them messages, how did everybody find out about Jesus? How did they hear about him? What do you think? They would have to tell someone, and that person would have to tell another person, and that person would have to tell another person, and that's what happened. Everybody was so amazed by Jesus that they kept spreading the word about him. And then those people, they would travel from far, far away. They had to walk, or maybe ride a donkey, but they traveled from far away to hear Jesus speak because they had so much fun, and they really, really, really wanted to hear him speak. So, while they were walking, they probably saw birds and flowers, and they finally got to the gathering place, and they would have to wait for Jesus to get there, right? And so maybe they were hungry, and they wished they brought something. There were probably people who were sick and wanted to be healed, but everybody wanted to listen to him. And so he got there, and he said, you know what? I know that some of you guys are worried about things today, but you don't need to be. I know you're hungry from walking so far, and some of you are sick, but don't worry. Have peace. You don't need to worry about what you're going to eat or what you're going to drink or what you're going to wear. Think about the birds, he said. Birds. What do birds do?
They build nests out of twigs. Swallows build nests out of mud.
Yeah, so they build their nests. What's something else birds do, James?
They can sing
They sing.
somewhat.
Sing some joyful songs. Do they fly? Yeah. Now let me ask you this. Do birds plant crops so that they have food?
No, they have to find things like berries and
Yeah.
nuts.
Can they gather a whole bunch of food together to save it for later?
Unless they have a storage room.
No, but birds don't do that, right? They're not like squirrels. They don't gather their food and store it for later. They have to be able to go out and find food when they're hungry, right? So birds can't plant crops. They can't store their food. Do they always have enough to eat, though? Do they always find enough to eat? They do. The birds don't have to worry about finding food or finding water. When they need it, God provides it for them. So the birds don't have to worry about that. So are you more important to God than the birds? What do you think?
Or equal.
You think you're equal? Guess what? You're more important. He loves the birds, but he loves you even more. So if he makes sure that the birds are going to have food, don't you think he's going to make sure that you have food and water, that you have enough to eat? Of course. So don't worry. Ask God and he'll help take care of you. And then some people, they worry about what they're going to wear, right? Do you ever worry about what you're going to wear sometimes? You get picky about your clothes? A little bit, right? So sometimes we might worry a little bit about what we're going to wear. But Jesus said, don't worry about that either. He said, think about the flowers. Do the flowers have beautiful clothes?
No, they have petals.
They do. The petals are like their clothes. They don't have like clothes like we have clothes, but God gave them something beautiful to wear, didn't he? Yeah. And so they don't have to make their clothes or sew them, but even the richest kings sometimes don't look as good as some of those flowers do. Think about the prettiest flower that you've ever seen and how beautiful it is. God did that. So we don't have to worry about what we're going to wear because God will give us something beautiful to wear. especially once we get to heaven. Can you just imagine how beautiful heaven's going to be and the beautiful things that we're going to be able to wear there? So don't worry about what we wear. He gives beautiful clothes to the flowers, and he will certainly take care of us, right? So Jesus said, don't you see? We don't have to worry about what we're going to eat or what we're going to wear. The people who don't believe in God, they worry about those things. But when we have God in our heart, we can talk to him, we can pray to him and ask him to help us with those things. And that way we don't have to worry about it, and we can work on doing other things that make God happy. We can have peace that we don't have to worry about those things. He'll give us everything that we need, right? So worrying's not going to help. Just pray about it. So the crowds were so amazed. They'd never thought about it like that, and they loved listening to his stories. So God promises that he's going to help us, and he has Jesus tell us stories like that so that we can understand not to worry, that he'll take care of us because he loves us so much. So I hope that you guys will have peace, and if you're worrying about something, stop and pray about it. And then come back to hear another story tomorrow.